So we're going to edit this photo in Snapseed. So this is the image that we're going to be working with, and we're going to make it look like that. Just going to make it pop a little bit, show you how to remove some of the imperfections like this little tearing in the cake. So this video is not really to show you how to edit, but it's to show you how to think when you're editing, and to know that everything that's within an image, within a video, within a music, within any type of medium, you can edit it. So, all right, without further ado, we're going to take this picture and bring it to that. All right, let's get going. So we're going to open up Snapseed. Snapseed is my app of choice. You can use any app. Lightroom is also a great choice as well. So let's open up our image here. If you look down here, these are our options here. So down here on the looks, you'll see that the last edit that I made, I can quite literally just paste it on here. This was for another image, so it's not going to work, but we have a lot of different presets. If you like the specific edit, you can just go ahead and do that. Sometimes what makes it great is if you find a edit that you like a preset, you can continue editing it. So let's say this gives you the look that you want, but you want to amplify the saturation, or get rid of some highlights or the vignette. You can do that. But what I like to do is do everything my own, because every image that I take, I want to make sure that I take my time and get it to look the way that I want it to look. All right, so now let's go down to the tools section. So we're going to go down here to tools. So when the tools opens up, what we're going to see is like this little window thing, and it's like a bunch of different things pop up. You got tune, image, details, curves, white balance, crop, rotate, perspective, expand. To be honest, I use almost every last one of these, sometimes, not all the time, but what I like to mainly focus on just tuning the image to get it the optimal brightness or darkness that I want, depending on the mood. When you hit tune image, you're greeted with pretty much nothing. You have brightness and you scroll left or right. But if you throw your thumb up, like if you do like a upward motion, like up on the screen, you'll see like a little thing come up, and it's only there as long as you hold your thumb there. And you can see we can pick the saturation. So if we adjust the saturation to the left, to the right is more, so it gets more vibrant. We don't want it too vibrant. And if we adjust the highlights, we can see how that affects it. I honestly suggest going in and then just messing with everything till you see what everything does, until you're comfortable with how it turned out. Let me cool it down a little bit, because the room that I was in, this coffee shop, was very warm, and yeah, it didn't really, in my opinion, wasn't the best. Let's check the ambience. That's too much warmth there. The brightness, I think I like this here. I think I like this. Let's decrease the shadows. Look what happens to the little syrup. Mix it, turns it a little bit more dramatic, don't you think? And if we hold down on the image with our thumb or our finger, you can see the before and after. It's already looking good. Just want to increase the brightness just a little bit more. So I kind of like this here. Before, after. I like it. So let's hit the check mark to continue. And of course, you can keep going back and viewing it. What I like to do right now is find out how can I remove some of the table color. If you look at the table, the marble table, it's reflecting off of the yellow lights that's on the ceiling. So what I like to do is go to tools and scroll down, and then I go to brushes. If I hit brushes, I'll see a couple of options. I'll see an option for dodging and burning. Dodging and burning essentially is making the image darker that's when you burn it. And dodging is to make an image lighter, to make a certain part of the image lighter. And I'll use a brush to brush over that part of the image. So I'll be like, if I want this part of the image to be lighter, I'll dodge and I'll hit dodge. So I'll show y'all right now. So right now I just hit dodge. Another pro tip when using Snapseed is that your brush is the size of this little circle. You can see, if you see a little outline drawing there, that's how big the brush is. So if I were to zoom out, this is how big my brush would be. If I were to start brushing, so right now my exposure or my dodging brush is that. So as you can see, part of this image is getting bright. It's not noticeable too much, but it really is getting a little bright there. And if I were to dodge it, you probably see even more. So by dodging it, if I burn it, it'd be a little bit more. So right now, it was being dodged. So now if I try to burn it, you'll notice the darkness. So it's very apparent that that is being burned. Now it actually looks burned. So if we want to erase it, we just go hit the up button down here and make sure we go to eraser. So in case you missed it, got the eraser down here, and we can just erase all of the edits to get it back to simple and plain. All right, so now I want to start dodging it. So plus 10, it's plus 10 dodging. So it gets up there. Just kind of want to make it a little bit more light and fluffy. All right, so now what we want to do, we can dodge the top part of the cream. Might have been like overexposed a little bit. We can like dodge certain parts of it just to give it some depth. And I'll even dodge some of the syrup. Let's do -10 there. Get that nice and dark. Yeah, you can kind of see it. So if I do that, you'll notice it. So let's hit the check mark and we can see the before and after from there. Okay. Now let's deal with the elephant in the room, which is that. One of the most favorite things I like about editing in general is being able to fix things in post, or just taking the photo or do a video and knowing that I can fix this when I get home, or I can fix this once I whip out my laptop. And this, I could have turned it around, but I really wanted to purposely take this photo and show y'all how you can make it better. All right, let's get straight into it. So I want to go down to tools down here in the middle, and let's find healing. So this is the healing brush. So let's hit healing, and the same concept applies in regards to the brush size. So if I were to right now press, that's how big my brush is. So that circle is how big of the area that I'll edit. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that at all. Let's hit undo, undo. So this is the undo button at the bottom. That's the undo button at the bottom. And if we zoom in, notice that's our area. That's the size of our brush right here. I kind of like that. Let's brush this. So the thing that's red is something that you are now brushing over that you want to change. And it's going to take samples of everything within the area, within the vicinity. So anything close to it, that's what it'll grab to make its copy. So that's pretty good. So do that. And if I do a straight line, it'll just copy what's right under it. So that's good. So now it will never change because the thing under it. So now if I brush it over, the thing under it is gone, and it's just going to get a sample of whatever that's right under it, instead of it being like a weird line. So we'll just clean it up, zoom out to see what you're working with within that area and what you want to remove, and zoom right in to like dial in to get it done right. Zoom out, analyze. It's pretty fun. I mean, to me, it's great. Oh, looks like we have another area down here that I didn't even notice when when I purposely took the photo, so we can brush on there as well. If I go back, you'll notice that it made a copy of this at the bottom there. So yeah, let's remove that. And let's zoom out. That is great. I'm going to zoom in and remove that little tag right here. A little distracting. Just a little bit. Alrighty. And like I said, this isn't like a how-to. You're going to adjust the highlights and we're going to change the exposure. And we're going to make sure that, no, the idea that you can edit any and everything. That's what I want y'all to understand. Now, there's one more thing. I kind of like it. I mean, I like it. Let me know what y'all think. I like it. So we're going to hit the check mark for okay. Check mark means good. So when you get I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all should know what that means. All right. One more thing. I do not like the reflections that's on the table. I mentioned it before. I'm going to go down to tools. Let's get back. So I'm going to whip out the tools again, and we're going to go down to brush. But notice I've only been using 2 tools within this tool thing, and just the brush and the healing brush. So we're going to find, not the exposure, but we're going to go back to tools, go to brush, and we're going to go to saturation. So it's on +10 right now, which is going to make the table more brighter. We don't want to do that. We want to desaturate. So -10. So we got to be careful here because remember, if you are zoomed out, that's how big our diameter is. So if I were to hold the brush down, yeah, we don't want that. We want to make sure that we are brushing the area. So what I'm doing now is brushing the table and removing the yellowness. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm making it more of what the table should have been looking like instead of it being yellow. It's hard to tell, trust me. Especially looking on the phone, it's going to be hard to tell what exactly I'm doing. Probably feels like I'm not doing anything at all. And believe me, when I'm editing certain photos or video and I'm like, is it even happening? But after a while, you start to see a difference. One of the things that ends up happening is after you edit, after you edit said photo, you look at the before and after, and you're like, okay, especially this corner. Look at this corner right here. This corner, ooh, this looks like a nice flat lay shot. Photos were taken on an iPhone, by the way, not a DSLR or mirrorless. So as I'm brushing this little corner here, I'm brushing this little corner right here. Yeah, you definitely saw that. Y'all definitely saw that. Even gonna dab in a little bit inside the plate because the plate is white and white always kind of reflects things that's in the foreground or background. And some of the pastries are yellow. So naturally, they're going to be reflecting them like the graham cracker, the pancake, and also the ceiling. So that's good. And I'm going to start brushing up here. You can notice how yellowish that part is. So let's start brushing. Yeah, you can definitely see that. Come on. If you don't see that, you're blind. Come on. Come on now. I'll show you how subtle it is. I'm just going to brush this flower here. Y'all see that now, right? But let's erase that with the eraser. And let's go back down to -10 for saturation. I'm going to remove that with a healing brush. Table should not be dirty. All right. Got some more spots up here. Beautiful. Look at that yellow stain. So If the napkin is white, you can definitely just brush over it because napkin is white, it's supposed to be white. So you can get close to that edge if you want to. Oh yeah, that looks great. I'm gonna hit brush button. I mean the check mark. And let's look at the before and after. Look at that. That's dope. I want the green to pop a little bit more. So let's go to brushes. And then let's pick, instead of where is that? Let's pick saturation. And let's zoom in. And our saturation is up. Just make the green pop a little bit. Brush over it, nothing too crazy. Maybe the stem too. There we go. Actually, you want the purple flower to change as well. And it's wild. I'm only using 2 tools in this tool bag. That's pretty much it. And spot healing brush to get rid of that little, whatever this is in the background, is distracting. Oh, undo, too close. That's why you have to zoom in. Because if I had it like that, it's bad. And also right here, you can tell what the spot healing brush does. It just copies the closest part to it. So it copied that little cutoff right there. That's all it's gonna do. Alrighty. Okay, oh, undo. All right, hit check mark. Let's zoom out a little bit. I think we got it. I think we have got it. Let's do one more thing. Let's add some details to it. And details, let's see what the structure does. Let's go all the way maxed out. Softens it. Notice that softens it. It gets rid of all of the hard edges. Look at that. It's like a horrible photo. Let's add some structure here, like 10, and let's add some sharpness. Let's look what that sharpness does to the bubbles. And like 28. And from there, I'll just hit export and save as a copy because I always like to have the original. So there you have it. Hope y'all enjoyed that little tip there. If y'all want more of this, let me know. A lot of people have been requesting this and I finally got it out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. Have a nice one.